Hello everybody, this is Midnight, also known as Hikari Nile. Hi. I don't exactly have a really good camera setup, but I promised my friends I would do this. I was inspired by Journal with Chloe here on YouTube to make a media journal, which you basically use to keep track of all of the media you partake in or experience during a year, be it podcast, films, cartoons, music, video games, things like that. And I kind of found my own style the more I went along. It's mainly pretty full. There's some pages here at the end that I wasn't able to fill, and I'm a little sad about that, but I like to keep it 1 year equals 1 journal, so hopefully next year's journal will be a little bit neater now that I kind of know more what I'm doing and hopefully won't have any pages left. But I promised my friends that I would give them a flip through, so here we go. This is the cover, where I basically put things I was kind of into or things that make me happy. I love Violet Evergarden. Cheetahs are my favorite animal. That's Wolf's Rain. I have Akira Kurusu, or Ren Amamiya, and Morgana from Persona 5 because I adore Persona 5. I love foxes. Miles Morales because he's the boy. This is Aiba from AI The Somnium Files with a pun, I see you. I highly recommend it. This is Penny and Ruby in a heart because I'm a nuts and Dolt shipper from Ruby. And then this is Blue Pearl because she's probably my favorite minor character in Steven Universe. I really love her. Maybe it's just because she's an artist. But yeah. So, this is the media journal for January 1st through December 31st, 2020. This is my rating system. The lowest rating is a half star because I never want to give anything a 0 out of 5 stars, no matter how much I hate it, because someone put effort into it, whether they cared about it or not. Maybe it was just a paycheck, and I don't want to put down someone else's hard work. So yeah, if you want a little bit of a in-depth thing, you can pause and read, but that's my rating system. I have a retrospectives where at the end of the year I totaled everything that I could. Like I said, it does not count what's probably millions more words via reading fanfics. I lurk quite a bit on AO3 and read many long fics. Usually time travel I use, but my 2021 media journal will incorporate some of the fanfics I read. I'll have like a favorite fanfics of the month page, but yeah, I didn't do that for this one. I had a most anticipated list. Movies I wanted to watch, TV shows I wanted to watch, anime to watch, video games to play, books to read, some of which I didn't get to because life, podcast I listened to, and then here's January. There might be a lot of empty space. I kept meaning to put stickers and stuff here, but I kept running out of time. But this is January. Basically, I would put the cover, the title, whether I rewatched it with someone or on my own, and I would give it the star rating I thought fit, and then I would just make quick little comments so I could get it at a glance. This is my page for Russian Doll. It's a Netflix series. I highly recommend it. It's time travel. Life is like a box of timelines, you feel me? And I really love the characters. I love Oatmeal the cat, I love Nadia, I love Alan. They're all very good, and I will forever have that song stuck in my head now. Gotta get up, gotta get out, gotta get home before the morning comes. I swear, if you watch even just the first episode of the show, you will have that song stuck in your head forever. Kentucky Route Zero finished, which was amazing. And my favorite part of all of it is Here Along the Echo. So there's that page. Steven Universe Future. if it would focus correctly. I don't know why. Like I said, I don't have a great camera setup. But I love Steven Universe Future. Um, I really love this fan art of like the upset lady drinking water. She has to like take a minute because she's so angry. Gosh bless Connie's mom. I love Priyanka. I love Lapadot. Gosh, Amethyst's face. I'm one of those few people who, apparently rare opinion, I love Steven Universe Future. I thought it was really cool that they actually tackled like the effects of childhood trauma and expectations in that way. So, love it. This was Infinity Train. My friends Kim, who's also the love of my life, and our friend Pika showed me Infinity Train seasons 1 and 2. I really loved it. Then here's February. Jojo Rabbit, which I think is one of the best movies to come out within the past 20 years. I love Elsa Core as a character. This movie was really, really good. Ruby Volume 7. My girl Penny lives. I was so sad after Volume 3. I was mourning her, and she was back, and I was so happy. And for a while we had fair game. Crow just can't catch a break. And as I said here at the bottom, Volume 7, did you mean Gosh Dang It Ironwood Volume? Summer versus Salem, we totes called it. Neo continues to be rad as heck. And just keep going, because Monty, keep going forward. Here was Persona 5. I went nuts for it. I still am. I love its aesthetic. I relate a lot to the characters, and despite its flaws, and despite the Persona series flaws in general, I love it. Shumako kind of became my OTP for quite a while, and it still pretty much is. We finally got an Egyptian-themed palace. I was so happy. And as much as I cannot stand coffee, this boy is a caffeine addict, and no one can tell me otherwise. Knives Out was a really good film. I love that it took place in the same mansion as Clue, which I've been meaning to rewatch. It's very good. We made quite a lot of bourgeoisie, the birds work for the bourgeoisie jokes about this, and it was really good. March, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and then Fantasy High, which again Pika and Kim showed me. I loved this. It took me quite a while to where it like sunk in, and I really started to love the bad kids. And my darling boy, Bill Seacaster. I love the voice work. Persona 4 Arena, which I'd never seen before. I love Labris. These two's interaction were always really funny, and I adore Elizabeth's arc. I wish we got a whole game just about her and her journey doing this. Birds of Prey, which ruled. Bruce the Hyena, I love that. April, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. They kind of didn't bring attention to it, but apparently this guy is the son of Izanami and Izanagi. Like, y'all, control your child. Can you let the kids just have a year without having to save the world, please? They'd appreciate it. But it was really good. Love Kikuro the maid. She was like ensemble dark horse. I loved her. Persona 4 Dancing All Night, and Yukiko did the title drop. This was really fun. I loved Kanami Mashita. May, What We Do in the Shadows. Gosh, this is such a good TV show. it does the movie proud, and if you've been afraid to look at it because you don't think it'll have anything to do with the movie, it does. The movie characters do show up at one point. I adore Nadja. I was totally wanting to see a female vampire, and they gave me that. And then Mark Hamill popped up, so it was very funny. I did try to do the Owls readathon, but I had a vague misunderstanding. Like, your grade goes higher if you read more than one book per of the prompts. I had a misunderstanding, so I only read one book per prompt. I'm not very great, but I picked the librarian because that would be an awesome career in the magical world, I think. And then here were the prompts and the books. I did do a little bit of a cheat on the Night Circus because it needed a heart on the cover. It's kind of on the back cover and it's really tiny, but I didn't have any other books at the time that had a heart on them. There I wrote my ratings and little blurbs about them. Again, pause if you want to read. Howl's Moving Castle, I loved the book even more than the movie, partially because I've known it longer. And I found this really awesome fan art of like all of Hal's hair color changes. She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, if you haven't seen it, watch it. That's all I gotta say on that. It's really good. It had a really important message that I really related to. You're worth more than what you can give to other people. You deserve love too. And I love it. Jumanji, which I never got to watch much as a kid because we never owned it on VHS tape or DVD. And now I own it on DVD because I found it in a bargain bin and I've been rewatching it. Not all of it has aged well, but Robin Williams' acting, the emotional storytelling, it still hits for me, and it's still really good. Puella Magi Madoka Magica Magia Records side story. This one was weird. It was confusing as heck. We kind of didn't get a lot of answers, but it was pretty good, pretty fun. I like the idea of magical girls weaponizing their witch forms. I like that. Rurouni Kenshin, the live-action trilogy. The Rurouni Kenshin manga means a lot to me. I'm kind of more mixed opinions on it now because of the author's horrible actions. But this trilogy is what I feel the best anime to live-action adaptation ever. I love the dojo fight. They got perfect casting. It was good to just rewatch it. My uncle gave a movie to me and my dad called Wolf Warrior 2 to watch. Yeah. Action good. Action good. If you want to see my little misgivings with it, you can pause and read. I played the fan game Love is Strange because I really ship Marshfield. And so I finally got to date actual Angel Kate Marsh. So that was fun. Then we watched Angel Beats. The desk into the ceiling just still kills me. I love the like, even death can't cure stupid. It's still very emotional. It holds up pretty well. I wish we had more time to get to know all of the cast a little bit more individually. I wish it had like maybe 10 more episodes to do what it wanted to do, but it's good. I watched the Hellgirl live-action TV drama because it's on YouTube and quicker for me to find than going to find Hellgirl, the actual anime online. I think they got pretty good casting. I love that they used music from the anime for the live-action show. And it still kept my favorite character, the painter. This episode made me cry. And I kind of wonder, like, if the show had continued, would it have revealed the relation between the Hinata family and Enma Ai herself. I really wish it could have continued and we could have seen. FMA Brotherhood. I have my misgivings with FMA, but I grew up with the 2003 series. I liked the manga more, and then we got Brotherhood, which was everything I wanted, and I love it. But whenever me and Kim try to watch it, Kim has more misgivings with it than I do, which I completely understand. So we haven't actually got to some of these parts yet, but I just occasionally rewatch episodes. We'll eventually continue our watch of it, just so we, can say we finished a rewatch. But yeah, I adore Brotherhood. Here's a June. An online web series called Hi, I'm Mary Mary finally had its finale. It was very good. I love the simple allegorical storytelling in it. I like the effects. It was good. Rewatched Return of the Joker. I'm sort of in the unpopular opinion, but I think Terry is the better Batman than Bruce Wayne. I think original Batman has the cooler rogues gallery, but I adore Terry as a Batman much more. I really like how he has to protect Bruce from the Joker's return. I like how the Joker did do his research on Terry, like the ha-ha-ha's in the Batcave to mess with his head. This was just a really, really good movie. And Mark Hamill was actually given permission to be like, yeah, your Joker is still wacky, but he needs to be way more ominous and threatening in this. And he did a great job, but I mean, hey, it's Mark Hamill, what do you expect? Then I finally got around to watching Mr. Holmes, which overall I liked. It's a older Holmes who's kind of dealing with dementia, and he and Watson had a falling out before Watson died. It had to do with the outcome of this case, and he's connecting with a little kid, and he's just, a Holmes who's coming to terms with the end of his life and all that's happened in it. And it's a very moving movie, amazingly performed, and it was good. Little Witch Academia, I love it so much. Me and Kim began a rewatch, and even though we didn't finish it, I just used this to spaz about the show. Then Kim played through Resident Evil 3 to show me. It was very good, very silly, very fun. I kind of like Resident Evil 2 more, but this was good. Dishonored 1, while a lot of it was cool, I really zoned in on Corvo's just a dad trying to keep the kids safe. I adore Emily, and she is a way better artist than most other people, including Sokolov, and I will die on that hill. Also, I didn't really have a place to put a picture, but I did see the guy sitting at the table with the Change My Mind banner meme, and one of it was Piero is a better scientist than Sokolov because he didn't forget all of his ethics while trying to find a cure. And yes to that, yes. Kiki's Delivery Service, by far my favorite Ghibli movie. Yeah, it's just so good. Kiki's a big part of who I am as a person. I modeled myself a lot after her when I was younger, and the first time I showed Kiki's Delivery Service to Kim, Kim was actually kind of like, it's kind of surreal. You're very much like her. Kim showed me Sayonara Wild Hearts. Really wish me and Kim had the tarot cards for this. I love it. It's like a pop album race game, like actual racing. I feel I should clarify. And it's very, very good. It's got, the soundtrack is great. I replayed Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for the PC. I'm pretty sure I've spent more hours in it than any other game ever in my life at this point. And it's fun. I finally finished my replay through and beat the Basilisk and got to the Golden Wizard card challenge, which is always fun. Then we played Persona 5 Royal. I love the new character. And seeing Morgana turned into a human teenager was kind of weird because Morgana is kind of like so kid-like and immature. I kind of always just imagined him as like a 12-year-old. So seeing him as a full teen was very weird. I liked taking the twins on field trips. I liked that all these big discussions about the morality and what to do in these situations, the characters actually started doing it the same way me and Kim were. So yeah, very good. Here's July. Me and my friends all watched Half-Life VR, where the AI is self-aware, by Wayne and Holly and them, and it was so funny. My favorite by far is Dr. Coomer. Hello, Gordon. We quote this all the time. Our friend Pika's favorite character is Benry. My favorite is Coomer. Kim's favorite is Tommy. It's just, and we have someone else in our friend group who just adores Bubby. So, and just hearing Gordon very exasperatedly go, "Me too, man," about wanting to leave. It's very, 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 very good. I can't wait till they get to Half-Life 2. I did play Long Live the Queen, because it was finally on sale, so I got it on Itch? Yeah, Itch. And, finally got, like, the Golden Age, I'm pretty sure kind of based on Elizabeth I route, which was good. I'm trying to get, like, 2 particular routes, but they're very hard, and I've given up for the time being, because I was getting frustrated. The poison! Ugh. Anyway. Then I rewatched some classic episodes of The Twilight Zone, because I bought my dad the DVD box set of the whole original show. My favorite episode, 5 Characters in Search of an Exit, The Silence, Nothing in the Dark, Nightmare as a Child. I never hear this one get talked about, but I really like it. And then, and When the Sky Was Opened, which I think is kind of the most existential and scary of all of them. So if you've never seen classic Twilight Zone and you kind of want to get a feel for it, this is usually the episode I recommend. And then we played Heart of the Woods, which was very, very good. I love it so, so much. This scene gave me chills. It was so good. It's sort of like if BuzzFeed Unsolved was run by this girl Tara and this girl Maddie, and they went to a town that is full of spirits and monsters and tried to see if it was real. They run a show called Tara Normal. And they get in way over their heads with stuff, and it's very, very good. Then Kim shared one of her childhood favorites with me, Mega Man ZX, which I adored. I loved this so much. And then we showed Pika, Recovery of an MMO Junkie, which I really love. I wish we had more of it, but the author is apparently really sick, and I hope she feels better soon. I know it's probably not an illness where that sentiment can really mean a lot, but she did give us these really amazing characters, and I'm really thankful she did. And then here's August. We saw Infinity Train Season 3, which, in a word, oof. It was a lot. We need a season 4 so we can see what happens to Hazel and Amelia, but oof, it was a lot. Then I rewatched Avatar: The Last Airbender, because I really wanted to rewatch it, and it was good that I did. It's still such a good show. I still think it's the best show I've ever seen. I think the only one that really competes with it is She-Ra at this point. And I love it. And I really loved this picture that I found, this fan art. Zuko slaps the roof of Appa. This bad boy can fit the whole catalyst of my redemption arc into it. And I love Toph. So, and you know, you can't do an Her Last Airbender page without a "That's rough, buddy." Then Kim showed me this amazing new cartoon on Disney called The Owl House. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's basically this girl goes into a magical world where witches and magic is real, but because she's human, she has to basically use magic through glyphs. And she's being trained by Ida the Owl Lady, who is cursed to transform into an owl beast. And there's really awesome fight scenes in it, and a really cute little romance between her and a girl named Amity. And it's got amazing lines like, "This mama is ready for trauma," to both which me and Kim went, "Pobrecita, no." Then we have Weathering with You, which we watched, and it was really good. Then, like, I very much relate to the whole, the person I love over everything else. Like, that, like, I can relate to that a lot. And then we have Holes, which is probably one of the best book to live action movie adaptations ever. And gosh, I still all these years cry at Sam and Kate. And these are some of the most likable villains, if only because they're played by like the best actors and actress. Just so good. Then we got September. I watched Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I read the book so long ago I couldn't really remember anything about it. So I watched the movie for the first time. It's still so fun. It's kind of my jam, you know, historical fiction plus, you know, action and zombies and women being amazing. I will say the zombie makeup was like spot on. I really loved it. And then I love this moment of like, indifferent, she's shy, uses books as projectiles against Mr. Darcy. And I will say, out of all the Pride and Prejudice adaptations I've seen, I think this might be my favorite Mr. Darcy. I'm a little surprised. But, yeah. Then we played Dishonored 2. Emily is all grown up, and we got to play as her. I was so happy. I love her powers from The Outsider's Mark, especially the Shadow Hands, so much more. The Eyeless Cult was disgusting and terrifying. We got to see Karnaca, Corvo's birthplace. We finally had to say goodbye to the heart. Billy Lurk was just Megan, as she goes by for most of it, is so awesome. And I wish we got more of Hypatia. I wish she kind of became a little bit more of a friend to Emily. I wish we had like more time with her. But yeah, very good. Dishonored: Death of the Outsider. Oh, this one. I like how Billy went from like Knife of Dunwall, went from, "I wonder when the outsider will talk to me," to, "Look here, you cryptic little shit." You know what that is? Growth. And I like how she can talk to mice now. This was basically my reaction. Like, my whole basic interpretation of the outsider is like, he can't care enough. He's so trapped in his apathy, and he's kind of like trapped in his own victimhood, and it makes him make bad decisions, like giving powers to people who are going to do bad things with them, or the powers are going to go out of control and get them killed. He wants to give power to the powerless, but then he also doesn't care enough to really invest into those people. I find him really fascinating as a character. And I want to have a whole other game about Billy and the Outsider just running amok, like the Outsider walks among us. Like, I just want to see them doing ridiculous shit. That would be so fun. Kim then showed me ZX Advent, which I didn't like as much as ZX, but it was okay. It does still have this problem right here. I do love the McKenna Lloyd, who's like the rock star. The villain just looked worse and more ridiculous every time he powered up. It was so ridiculous. We finally caught up on seasons 15 through 16 of Red vs. Blue. And oh, it was so good. I was a little weirded at first because it was so different coming off of Chorus, but then it clinched with that last season 17, and I love Wash. I like that Donut finally got the rec he deserves. So good. Then we watched Izetta the Last Witch, which is basically like alternate universe World War II story with a witch and a princess, and it was very, very good. I did actually accidentally come across this like doujinshi that was like what happened to this other witch and like the original witch from this legend who was the last witch of this princess's country, and it was so good. I recommend that if you watch Izetta the Last Witch and you want to sympathize more with the original witch, then try to find this doujinshi. I found it on Pixiv. I don't really have the artist's name on hand right now, but it's very good. Okay, this is Highway Blossoms, the Next Exit DLC. It's very good. Marina and Amber have some relationship things they have to work through. We got to see Cassie more. Tess, I just wanted to hug her the whole time, which isn't that different. It was very good. October, kind of had to put the covers sideways for that. Oop, sorry. So this is Corpse Bride. I love this film. I'm one of the few people who will argue that it is better than Nightmare Before Christmas because the characters are more fleshed out and there's a more emotional core of the story, but I do understand why people like Nightmare more, but this one is by far my favorite. I adore Emily so much. This is continuing with Halloween, Junji Ito's manga. He's one of my favorite horror manga artists, and I wrote down my favorite of his stories. The Enigma of Amigara Fault, Army of One, The Hanging Balloons, Uzumaki Gyo, Dissolving Classroom, The Whispering Woman. This one arguably has a good ending, The Whispering Woman. He likes to take something normal and looking at it backwards. I appreciate his critique and the social commentary on Japanese society. So yeah, Junji Ito. Then I rewatched a childhood favorite, Ninja Turtles 1990. It's so good. I love it a lot. It'll probably always be one of my favorite movies. Then we have Halloween Town 1 and 2, which are my Halloween rewatches. I don't like how they just drop Luke after this. I don't like how, I think it was after Halloween Town High, they dropped and got a new Marnie. The original Marnie is the best. And these are just so good. Then me and Kim watched The Haunting of Bly Manor. Oh man. Just like Haunting of Hill House, it'll hit you with those sad emotions. It's less jump scary than Haunting of Hill House. I loved the backstory. It was tragic and frightening. And I loved the relationship between Jamie and Danny. And it was just so good. Then we did Gravity Falls. Me and Kim started to watch through a long time back but never finished it. And I had been spoiled, so Kim waited a long time before we got back to it so I could kind of forget what I'd been spoiled a lot about. Arguably successful. And then we watched it, and I have this little flip here where I then talked about the finale, and I'm definitely going to rewatch it in the future, and then after finishing it I realized I can now actually read all of Journal 3 now, yay! Then I showed Kim 9, which she'd never seen. I will always adore this movie because it was an animator who won a contest and then was able to make a full-length film out of the passion project. I love it so much. It's really underappreciated. Things since then have kind of done more with it. And it also gets, like, a point for me for being able to make me, like, legitimately nervous to ever hear Over the Rainbow from Wizard of Oz ever again. Then me and Kim rewatched Happy Death Day 1 and 2U, and it was so good. You don't expect to see a death montage with Hard Times by Paramore, but it was perfect. I really love this film. I kind of want a whole cinematic universe about just these characters. Then I played The Convenience Store by Chillis Art. It's sort of like a convenience store employee simulator that then starts creepy, like this little ghost that's caught on the security tapes, and it was very good. This is more atmospheric. Then we've got Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow. Despite my I'm kind of just done with Johnny Depp at this point. But this is a favorite Halloween rewatch. I really like the atmosphere. I kind of like the parallels that happen. The villain is having so much fun. Christopher Walken kind of really got jilted with not being able to do a lot, but his interactions with his horse Daredevil, like, he works with what he has to make me like, oh, he's kind of more of a three-dimensional character. Nice. Christina Ricci was awesome as Katrina. And I love the fact that Ichabod Crane in this one, instead of just being scared to death or killed by the Headless Horseman, you know, he's actually the one who saves the Headless Horseman after nearly getting killed by him multiple times. I also like the little, like, implication that, like, for someone who's so scientific, Ichabod is actually, like, using magic, because this little chemical reaction right here should not happen. That's not how science works. So he's kind of accidentally using magic. So yeah. And then here's November. I rewatched some episodes of MASH because Lady Knight the Brave on YouTube made a MASH video, and I finally watched all of it. And it made me realize just why and how much I love the show. She was able to put it into words. And so I did a page for it. And, you know, I love, like, just like Klinger, I'm a little bit of a sucker for a good crinoline dress, and so I had to put Klinger's dress there. I love BJ and Hawkeye's friendship. I love Nurse Kelly. Yeah, it's really good. And then our friend Sammy showed us Beetlejuice the musical, which I adored. This is now my favorite version of Beetlejuice. Because while I did like the cartoon version, it was kind of weird that it kind of played him and Lydia as a couple a lot. And with the original movie, I loved the Maitlands, but I could not stand the gross, perverted, old douche that was Beetlejuice. No offense to Michael Keaton, his acting's great. So this is the version of Beetlejuice that is now my favorite. And also I was very extremely excited that they still kept Miss Argentina. I loved her. Then Kim showed me the Uncharted series 1 and 2. I really loved it, and they did the Marco Polo thing. I was so happy. And we got to pet the yak. Yay! And like, was no one gonna tell me that Yetis were real, or was I just supposed to know that already? But it's good. Then we all played Among Us. I always use the witch hat. And it was very fun. I love it. I like to play on free play a lot and do the mini task, because it just helps my anxiety. Then I rewatched my favorite anime in the world, Wolf's Rain. I do an annual rewatch of it. I love it so much. I would pause and read my little entries here. I love it so much. It's not perfect, but it means a lot to me. There was a before and after in my life. This anime changed how I view the world, and it's kind of just hard to put into words, but it made a big impact on me, and I love it a lot. The Road to El Dorado, because in Uncharted and Uncharted 1, they search for El Dorado. So, made me want to rewatch The Road to El Dorado. They still have the best gold animation, I'm not gonna lie. And then I rewatched V for Vendetta because November. I'm one of those few people who like the movie more than the graphic novel, and you know what? People can hate on me for it, but it made Evie more of her own character, and I like that. Then we have Ruby Volume 8. This one will actually have 2 entries because it was kind of spread out, and then it hit the mid-season finale, so this was like the first half of the first half, so the first fourth. I love Nora. Nora is Kim's favorite character. Penny is mine. I love that she's a maiden. Salem's threatening. Cinder's actually gonna get some more to do, which I'm glad for. I loved her backstory. Then we tried RVB Season 0. No. Like, it didn't... It was a lot of cool action pieces, but they were trying so hard to make us care for these new characters, and I'm like, stop with the exposition. Just show them interacting, and they only started doing that right at the end. There was just so much disconnect. And then the only characters we did care about were like Carolina and Wash and maybe Tucker. Like, also give Wash a vacation. I'm tired of him being the damsel in distress. Like, look, I love Wash, and people can be damsels in distress. It's not limited to damsels, you know, it can be dudes too, dudes in distress. But y'all have given him multiple brain damages, alright? Literally, just let him be fine. Okay? Thank you. Then we did Uncharted 3, which I really liked. This little moment of tenderness was so good. I loved this. This was the biggest and best surprise in the whole game. Then we played The Last of Us. And good. Yeah, that ending. Then I listened to Six the Musical, and through online animatics and stuff, and a few live performances. While I do have quibbles with it, and it mainly pertains to how Anne Boleyn was portrayed, I do like what it's trying to do, and I do think that these women should be remembered for who they were and not for who their husband was, and it's wonderfully sung. It was the first thing here that had to have 3 pages of me rambling about it. Then I rewatched Inuyasha. Just wanted to rewatch a few episodes. I love Shiori. I wish she had more of a role or came back, but it was good. I just kind of watched a lot of the filler, or, just episodes that made me feel good. Then we watched the new Animaniacs. Pinky and the Brain remain my favorite. I don't know if they've completely dropped the Hello Nurse bit. They did bring back the doctor. I don't know if they'll bring it back or not, but so far it's gone and I'm kind of pleased about it. Then we listened to the Taz Amnesty live show. I love Amnesty. Then I played Nancy Drew in The Ghost of Thornton Hall. I meant to do this in October, but didn't. It's very good. Not all of the ghost sightings can be explained away, because it's like, oh, it was the gas. No, there are some areas where the gas is not laid on, so that does not explain the hauntings there. So it's very good. Then we got to December. We have The Last of Us Left Behind. I love the pun. What is a pirate's favorite letter? 'Tis the sea! I love Riley so much. And, the screenshot didn't come out well, but basically one of the guys in the present day section was, like, clipping into the shutter for the store. It was very funny. For some reason, I just remembered this documentary, saw it recommended on YouTube, and watched it. It was Pompeii the Last Day, which is like a docudrama by BBC made in 2003. And it's basically showing what happened to Pompeii the day Vesuvius erupted. And all of these people are based on real people who lived in Pompeii. Africanus and Celadus were both gladiator names that were mentioned in the gladiator barracks, like etched into the walls, where people like graffitied everywhere. Like all these people, to some degree, even if they were not exactly as how they were portrayed in the film, they did exist. And when I was younger, seeing the body cast, you kind of don't have the scope of understanding as a kid to really be humbled and, I guess, just humbled by it. And seeing them, these people we spent the whole movie with, then become skeletons or body cast. This is the thing that let me understand the tragedy of what happened. Then we watched Tokyo Godfathers, which is by far my favorite Christmas movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's got a new dub, and the new dub is great. They got an actual trans lady to play Hana, which is very important to me, and I love it. Please watch it. If you want to know why I love it, here, try to pause and read everything. It's very good. Scrooge 1951, my favorite version, adaptation of A Christmas Carol. I love the little bit more on Marley and Scrooge's friendship that is done here. I like how there's kind of like this, maybe he will get back together with his old love. It spends a lot more time on Scrooge's past, and I love the payoff. And, this maid is like the ensemble dark horse. I adore her. She doesn't have a single line, but her acting is so good. Then I rewatched Balto because the winter scenes just look so good. And I love it. Then I rewatched Mickey's Christmas Carol. I wish they had Donald as Scrooge's nephew have more to do here, because this was his actor's last role before he passed, the original voice actor, I believe. I still very much question Goofy as Marley for reasons listed here. But yeah, it's good. Then I rewatched the finale of The Good Place, because I realized I had earlier in the year and then didn't do a page on it. I love it so much. Chidi's final line is so good. So many quotable lines. Holy mother forking shirt balls. Like, I love this show. And then Owl House again, because me and Kim started another rewatch. And I had more to talk about. It's very good. I appreciate Gus more and more with every rewatch. And then I tried to draw out some of the glyphs. Then I rewatched Wolf's Rain again because I was really in the mood to watch it again and wanted to show it to Kim, and me and Kim finally watched it too together, so I finally got to share with the love of my life my favorite anime of all time ever. And it was very interesting to watch it, and we had a little bit more to talk about. So yeah. And then here's AI The Somnium Files again. If you haven't played it, play it. It's expensive, so you don't have to play it right away, but if you have time and you have money, play it. It's very good. I love it. Mizuki's route was my favorite. I wish she had more of a role in the resolution route. Then I rewatched Anastasia because Once Upon a December. She actually heavily inspired my prom dress, and I didn't realize it until after someone pointed it out. Very good. Then I rewatched my favorite Sherlock Holmes, Granada Sherlock Holmes, and I rewatched one specific episode, The Blue Carbuncle, for Christmas. It's got another Christmas episode, The Cardboard Box, but that one has a way downer ending. The Blue Carbuncle is wholesome and good, and I love it. And then the last part before the mid-season finale of Ruby Volume 8, we got Transrep with May Marigold. Love her. I love that Klein came back. Oscar's coming more into his own. I'm worried about Nora. Emerald's doing stuff. I wrote down crazy theories that I've heard about here. Oh my god, Glinda's back. Woohoo! It's just a lot. And then I finally read Journal 3. I don't have the blacklit version, but I did get pictures of it so I could kind of see what I missed from the blacklit version, and I love it. And no, Bill, never touch the Pines family again. Ever. I will murder you. This is what the Pines family, especially the elder Grunkles, needed. They needed a healing. So glad they got that. And then I watched The Invisible Man Returns because I got my dad the legacy of all the original Invisible Man movies, including Invisible Woman, which was more of a comedy. And for reasons you can pause and read about, I loved Jeffrey Radcliffe way more than the original Invisible Man Jack Griffin, not just for how their characters were written, but also this guy has an advantage. He was played by Vincent Price. Then I started playing Pokemon Emerald because I was inspired to by Jaden Animations. There's my team so far. At the time I'm filming this, my Glimmer has since evolved into a Curlia. But yeah, I love it. And then me and Kim watched Hilda Season 2. Hilda is a warm hug made into a show, and it's really getting so much good. If you like Gravity Falls, you'll probably like this. It's really, really good. And as a craft person, I really want to make a miniature of Alfred's little clock house, but I can't. I love Hilda and her pet Twig, the deer fox. It's very good, and I highly recommend it. And then that's where I hit the end. And then way back here in the back, I have the last page. 2020, 1 out of 5 stars. Would not recommend. And that's my media journal for 2020. It helped me feel good. I hope it inspires y'all. I was inspired by Journal with Chloe. Thanks again to her for inspiring me with this. I do have my 2021 journal started. This is it. I'll give a quick little peek. I have a new rating system. This is a copy of a page actually in the book itself. But yeah, I have it. I've set up my new one with, here's the new rating system, and then I'm putting like my favorite anime at the start of the year, what it will be at the end of the year, and I'm doing that for favorite films, favorite animated films, favorite TV shows, favorite video games, and then I'll have my totals page again, and then this is my to be watched, read, or whatever. And I've got a few. My friend Pika recommended Keep Your Hands Off Aizoken. I'm in the middle of watching Kipo and the Age of the Wonder Beast. We're still in season 1. Here's my new monthly spread for January. I'm actually, since I'm still playing Emerald, I decided to do a page for Jaded Animation's Nuzlocke that inspired it. I've got my favorite music of the month, so I'm re-listening to these songs on repeats. Here's the pages I mentioned where I'm going to like list the fanfics. Here's my in progress page of Kipo and the Age of the Wonder Beast. Here's my in progress page for Pokemon Emerald. Again, you can see Curly has evolved, and all my others now. And yeah, that's where it stops so far. So, yeah, thank y'all for watching. I hope this inspires y'all to make your own media journals. And all my friends who put up with me spamming y'all with photos of the in progress stuff, thanks a lot. Bye. Till next time.